Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. And today I'm going to be taking a look at an album that came out in 2014 from two amazing guitar players who have both come from two very different worlds and have joined forces in collaboration to create musical guitar magic. And for my money, these two guys are the absolute best in the world. They are both legends, icons, heroes, you name it. These guys are the absolute total package, and they have both their own unique voice of the guitar and they have their own musical identity. And these two gentlemen need no introduction whatsoever. I am talking about, of course, the one and only guitarists Eric Johnson and Mike Stern, and this is their duo album Eclectic. So, Eclectic features Eric Johnson and Mike Stern, and as I mentioned already, both come from two completely different worlds. Eric Johnson, of course, comes from the rock world, and Mike Stern comes from the jazz world. Now, this isn't just a rock guitarist teaming up with a jazz guitarist. Both Johnson and Stern aren't afraid to try different things, and they incorporate a variety of different styles, genres, and influences in their music. Eric Johnson incorporates a lot of rock, blues, but also jazz, fusion, and new age. And the same can be said for Mike Stern. He, of course, incorporates jazz, rock, fusion, and the occasional blues as well. So to have these two unique voices come together is just nothing short of amazing. And if you're expecting a full on guitar shred sort of affair, you're not going to find it here. This is a very soulful guitar duo album from two amazing guitar players. And there is an also added bonus treat. You actually get to hear Mike Stern sing. Who'd ever thought that? Mike Stern, one of the greatest guitar players in the world, singing. And he's not a bad singer either. Eric Johnson, of course, he is a singer and a very good one too. So to have these two come together, as I said, it's just absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't say the pairing of Johnson and Stern is unlikely. It's just different. It's not something you'd really expect, two guys crossing paths like this. But for me, when I heard that Eric Johnson and Mike Stern were going to team up to make an album, I thought, okay, this should be interesting. I wonder what it's going to sound like. And it doesn't disappoint. As I said, there's elements of jazz, rock, blues, fusion. It's all here. I would say Eclectic is more of an Eric Johnson album than it is a Mike Stern album. That's not to say that Mike Stern is just a quote unquote special guest. This is very much a co led project. Eric Johnson has his say and Mike Stern has his say, but these two don't step on each other's toes. They work very, very well together, and it's a true duo effort. And I absolutely love it. I highly recommend this to all guitar fans and to fans of both Eric Johnson and Mike Stern. This is a tremendous album and deservedly so a guitar classic. So let's have a look, shall we? So there is the liner notes about how this project came together and a little breakdown of each track. And the liner notes were provided by the one and only Bill Mikowski. There's Johnson and Stern and all the musicians who play on this album. And there's the track listing as well. And special thanks to everyone from Johnson and Stern. So, as I said, this is kind of like more like Eric Johnson's album, but it's still very much a duo effort. So we've got Eric Johnson on guitars, synthesizer, piano, and vocals. Mike Stern on guitars and vocals. We've got Chris Marish on electric and acoustic bass, and Anton Fig on drums and percussion. And we've got special guest appearances from Malford McGillen on vocals, Christopher Cross on vocals, Mike Stern's wife Lenny Stern on Ngoni and vocals, Guy Forsyth on harmonica, James Fenner on percussion, Wayne Salesman II on percussion, Mike Mordecai on trombone, Andrew Johnson on trumpet, and John Mills on saxophones. So, as I said, it's kind of like a bluesy kind of album, but there's all sorts of influences on here as well. So, a lot of the compositions are either composed by Eric Johnson or Mike Stern. There's also a cover version of a Jimi Hendrix track, The Red House, and we've also got an original composition by Bill Maddox as well. So it's kind of like Johnson contributes some compositions and Stern contributes some compositions as well. So the first track we got is Roll With It, great opener, which is composed by Mike Stern. Remember, which is another great track as well. Benny Man's Blues by Eric Johnson, absolutely amazing. Wishing Well by Mike Stern, great track as well. Bigfoot's with Intro, another great song as well. Tidal is great as well. You Never Know, absolutely amazing, which is also by Mike Stern. Dry Ice by Bill Maddox, it's a brilliant song. Sometimes by Mike Stern, excellent stuff. Hula Baulu, which is a great song, which is by Eric Johnson. Wherever You Go with Intro by Mike Stern. And then to close out this album, we got a red hot version of a Jimi Hendrix song, Red House, which has got Mike Stern and Eric Johnson on vocals and Guy Forsyth on harmonica. Red hot indeed. Absolutely brilliant. And as I said, this is not the kind of album you would expect from Mike Stern, but it's really good. It's a fun album. Great guitar playing from Stern. Great guitar playing, of course, from Johnson. And great vocals from Stern as well. I mean, Eric Johnson's a great singer anyway. We all know that. But Mike Stern, who'd ever thought that? Mike Stern, a singer, and a great singer as well. Excellent vocals. So the standout tracks for me are Red House, Wherever You Go, You Never Know, Roll With It, Remember, Benny Man's Blues, and Bigfoot's with Intro, and Tidal, and You Never Know. But the whole album from top to bottom is excellent. And as I said, an unexpected album, an unexpected pairing, but it works really, really well. And Johnson would end up appearing on Mike Stern's Big Neighborhood album, and he's on a couple of tracks as well, which are also great as well. So hopefully, maybe we might see a follow up to Eclectic, but I think just in the name, it is very eclectic indeed. There's elements of jazz, there's rock and blues. It's all here, but it's still very much an original, and with two guys who I have nothing but the absolute respect for, and they are true guitar heroes slash legends. Doesn't get any better than Eric Johnson and Mike Stern. So there you have it. Eclectic, an amazing duo album which really showcases the great guitar playing skills of both Johnson and Stern, and highly recommended to all guitar fans out there. Tremendous album. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite track from Eclectic? Is it Roll With It, Remember, Benny Man's Blues, Wishing Well, Bigfoot's with Intro, Tidal, You Never Know, Dry Ice, Sometimes, Hula Balu, Wherever You Go with Intro, or Red House? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our favourite tracks. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.